Leadership. Be the teammate who always shines bright and encourages others to do the same. Positive change and team connection starts with you. Time for the video. Let's talk leadership. I know we talked quite a bit about it last night with Larissa Franklin. It was a lot of Larissa talking last night because she answered those 25 questions straight, but we got a lot of good knowledge from it. And there was a couple of leadership cues that came out in it as well too. So I wanted to make sure I give you guys a little bit of extra leadership going along for this last session. I guess this is our 4 weeks, day 3. I'm gonna give you guys one more on Monday just because we started the group on a Wednesday, so we didn't get that full first week. So we'll give one more session on the Monday, but we're getting close to the end here. So I wanna make sure that I have, talked on and covered all the bases that I wanted to talk and cover on. So one of the biggest things for me is I want to make sure you guys understand the 3 key leadership styles. And I know they were mentioned before, but I just want to recap on them just so you guys can get a little bit of a sense of how to support your team, but also how to implement those leadership styles on the field. So, a leader doesn't always mean you're the player on the field that's yelling and cheering and clapping and the loudest in the dugout. Sometimes there's something called a silent leader. And they're the ones that lead by example. They're the ones that go out there and just grit and grat and work their hardest and don't give up and just show coaches from a distance without even having to say a single word of what kind of player they are on and off that field. And so leading by example is huge. And although a leading by example and a silent leader is a little bit different, the silent leader has traits of leading by example. And a silent leader just always puts their gameplay and their want and their teammates' wants first. So they always work their butt off to try to achieve and get better, but they don't feel the need to say, I'm better at you than this. They don't feel the need to, tell you what you did wrong. And sometimes they don't feel the need to tell you what you did right because they're silent. And lots of times a silent leader is an introvert, and that's okay. That is a leadership style. And then you have the extrovert leader who, lead by loudness, cheering in the dugout, and always loud on the field, every single play, keeping the team up and, just doesn't for a second stop. And those are huge. Those are the ones that keep everybody on the game knowing what's happening, keep everybody in the game entertained, keep everyone in the game. So introvert style lead on the field or lead by example is being loud, being proud, being able to do what they're telling others to do. Don't worry, that changeup's not bad. You just need to drive your hips at it, or you need to drive your elbow at it. Going up to the plate, driving their hip, driving their elbow, and hitting that changeup. She's telling you what to do, and then she's trying to do it herself. Hey, it's not a big deal. Don't be afraid of trying to make a dive and catch. Making a dive and catch, rather than make it or not, they're still showing you that what they're telling you to do, they're willing to do as well too. It's not a big deal. Don't hang your head if you strike out. You'll get it next time. And then when they go up, if they strike out, they're not hanging their head and they're like, I got it next time. So they're leading by example. They're trying to show you by example of what to do and what can support you to be the best version of you as well too. And then you have the lead by power. So this is the one where you want to be cautious with. There's 2 really, really big strong points with this. The first one is if you lead with too much power and you have that mentality of my coach named me the captain and I'm the boss and you have to listen to what I have to say, you're not going to have a respected team behind you. But if you have a balance of power where it's hey, I'm the captain, let's do this, let's go, let's stay up, let's drive, and who else is with me, and you include the entire team in that power, then you're more likely to get success from the team behind you. Because it's not an I'm better than you attitude, it's a we're better together attitude, and that's huge. And then of course there's the best style of leadership, which is all of those mixed together. And those are the kind of leaders that just push through everything and don't care about other people's failures, focus more on their successes, understand that it's going to happen in the game to have mistakes, so don't get down on them, don't roll their eyes when a mistake happens, don't go, oh, if you had just done this, we would have won the game. They don't act like that. A true leader picks you up when you can't pick yourself up, and a true leader supports you to continue to pick yourself up when you can't pick yourself up. Not only that, they pick themselves up. They don't allow things to affect them for a long period of time. Like we talked about short-term memory, you got to be able to let it go within seconds because the next play's coming, the next pitch, here it comes. And so just making sure that you're if you really want to be that top leader, you're taking a piece from every single style of leadership and adding it all together, because obviously having a little bit of everything is a lot better than just one style in general. And then there's, of course, your own style of leadership. What does that look like to you? Are you the goofy one? Are you the one that like always puts on a silly song and dance before the game? Are you the one that like sprays people with water as they're walking in the dugout just to like let them release whatever it is that just happened? Are you the one that's like, hey, wipe it off, and actually helping them wipe it off? Like, so like what kind of leader are you? And like there is alternate leadership styles that like you can add, little traits that you can add to continue to be the best leader for your team as well too. And don't be afraid to make up your own, and don't be afraid to support your team in a way that you are comfortable supporting them as well too, whatever that may look like. Leadership equals teamwork, and teamwork equals leadership. When you have a team that leads together, that's when you get the wins. Having heart, having passion, having drive, and the want and ability to give you and others support is a huge tip to being a great leader. Watching that compassion in the faces. Ability to pick yourself up and your team up during a win and a loss. Team Canada wins, but sometimes they lose, and they got to stay on top of things. Ability to see the strengths in every situation and your teammates, and allow the strengths to outweigh the weaknesses. Focus on the strengths, not the weaknesses. Going from overrunning a base, getting out, to making a game-changing play and getting it out. That's why we trust our teammates. Ability to be okay and move past failure from you and your teammates. It's okay to make a mistake, and it's okay to allow your teammates, it's okay for them to make mistakes too. Example, strikeouts happen. Be the one sitting in the dugout high-fiving them saying you got this next time, not frowning saying you just lost the game for us. Ability to push yourself when nothing or nobody else is watching. This is huge. And right now, to be honest, girls, this is you. No coaches are forcing you. You girls are making and taking the initiative on your own to be the best leader to yourself. Congrats. Ability to encourage with heart, strength, empathy, and drive. Lead as an example, not as a ruler. Show your team that you are there to support them all the way through. Don't give up on them. Don't let them give up on themselves. Show them that you have the heart for the game. Know what style of leadership your team needs, and to have the ability to adapt to that is huge. Whether that's you being on the bench, or that's you cheering loud, or that's you leading by example, be the teammate they need at that every given moment. Last but not least, the heart for the game and having a voice everybody wants to listen to. Be the leader that everybody wants to win games for. Be the leader that everyone wants to be like. Be the leader that everybody wants to look up to. Be the leader that you are to your best of your ability. Let's look at a couple other styles.
Chants are a lot of fun for us. They're a very important part of Lehigh softball.
I think we're a really unique sport, so most teams like have cheers.
Freshman year, me and Brandy, we were at like our first tournament, and we weren't playing, and so we were just trying to like get involved. So we both just started to make up cheers, which kind of ended up sticking.
We just thought, okay, we're doing some claps here and there, and we're like, all right, well, we can get cheers for every single one of our teammates. Like, this is going to be easy and fun. So we came up with cheers for every single one of our teammates that freshman year.
I would say it's about me, Cassie, and Brandy that look at each other and we're like, okay, this is the girl's name. Let's figure out something to do for it. We tend to stick with songs that gives us like a beat to go to, and we're like, okay, this is the idea I came up with, and then we kind of bounce ideas off each other.
Once we have an idea, we kind of get a feel for everybody, and we kind of do practice rounds during the games, and then once they come up to bat again or anything like that, we'll try it for real. And sometimes they're very trial and error, so sometimes we throw them out, but other times they're a lot of fun.
We like to see if they do well with the cheer too. Kind of like superstition type thing.
Definitely, it's more of a team-oriented thing, and the person is normally not involved. And we do go off songs, but sometimes we go off just cheers that we learned in 12 and under ball or anything like that, and we just build off of them.
People seem to come to me, Brandy and Carissa, for ideas to bounce off of, but it's always kind of a team thing, and we just, whatever like feels like the funniest or like the most fun for the whole team is kind of just what ends up sticking. I think the purpose of the chants is just to keep the energy up in the dugout. So even as silly as they are, it makes everybody be on the same page with just even saying them.
Mostly it's to get the entire team involved and the energy up all the time.
I truly recruited Nikki out of high school. I thought this is going to be the first All-American I recruit in program history. When you look at the leader that Nikki was, Nikki really grew in that
born to play softball.
I just grew up around it. I loved it, and I would go back in the yard by myself and like play on the pitch back every day. So my brother played with me a lot, my sister played with me a lot, and my dad was always in the backyard with me. So I just love the sport, and I never really had another option. So.
A native of Buford, Georgia, her collegiate softball career didn't start at GGC as many expected.
I thought I did everything right, and I felt so good about this recruiting process. And then she called me and said, "Nah, I'm going to go to Shorter." And I thought, man, I missed out. This kid's talented. And during the midst of her sophomore to junior season, she said, "Coach, I don't feel that I'm in the right place. I'm going to come closer to home, and I want to come back to Gwinnett." And I said, "Great. Are you going to play softball? Because I have a spot for you. I don't know what I need, but I have a spot for you." Because I had followed her, as I have with many of the talented athletes who come through Gwinnett County, and I knew that she would really elevate our program, and that she did.
I say this probably in every interview, like Coach Cat and this place have made me fall in love all over again. And where I was, it wasn't happy, you know. It was very hard for me to be away from my family, and I'm very homebody, so I think it was just a home feeling.
Cook transferred to Georgia Gwinnett College, where her performance elevated her as one of the best players in program history. We're joined now by our Grizzly of the Day. Grizzly of the Day. And what do you know? She's our Grizzly of the Day. Base path 1 and 2, dropped a beauty down right in front of the catcher. 2-1.
Well, this one's hit well into left center field. Little drop down for a base hit, driving a run.
Schaefer agrees and delivers. Cook slaps one past the third baseman. That'll do it. Cox comes in to score, and the glory goes to the Grizzlies.
I mean, 141 stolen bases in 2 seasons. That's a career for some people. Over 560 batting average. So over half the time, you got an opportunity to put the bat in your hands. You got yourself on base. And then the stat that's really come to me that I just smile at when people describe her to me, which is always amusing, she led the country in hits 2 years in a row. And when you lead the country in hits and you have that many stolen bases, look at how many doubles you created with singles.
On top of her individual success, Cook was the lone senior on the 2018 team that made a push to the NAIA World Series.
I think it really made me grow up a lot, and I think that was a big lesson learned. I grew up a lot being the only senior and having to take responsibility for things and little things I never really thought of being a leader, and it's coming to an end.
Cook changed the trajectory of the 2018 season in the NAIA opening round. She made a crucial catch that changed the momentum for the Grizzlies.
Wagner ahead 0-1. This one's hit well in the right field. This is trouble. Back goes Rossetti. On comes Cook, and Cook makes the diving catch in center field. What a play by the NAIA All-American, the lone senior on this team.
Well, I don't think I'm getting to this ball, so I'm going to take a different angle to get behind it. And then I was like, wait, I might actually get to this ball. And I remember just laying completely out, and I was like, oh my God, I just caught that. Like, I honestly surprised myself.
The catch catapulted the Grizzlies to their first ever berth to the NAIA World Series.
It really means everything. Coach Kai and this program has made me fall in love with the game all over again. And I think it means so much. And this team this year has made me just fall in love with all of them. They're like the best teammates I've ever had. So it means a lot.
Cook was recognized for her accomplishments as she was chosen to represent GGC Athletics as the Female Athlete of the Year.
I've always heard when I came here, oh, Female Athlete of the Year, like that's a big deal. And to win with all the girls we have here, I think that was it was a big award. And that's an award that I have like laying out. Like it's not one that's in the closet. And I think that one was really special to me.
Cook's rejuvenated passion for the game is an inspiration to her teammates. As the lone senior, her passion for success keeps her teammates accountable.
Nikki really grew in that role of, here's how you need to be accountable, here's how you can show your love of the game, and I'm going to give you that love back. And I just really believe that the more you show people the love, the more you show them the passion, the easier it is for them to get in line with you. Talent aside, her story is she fell out of love with the game. She wasn't really into it, And in a short 2-year span, she is the last one to take off her cleats, the last one to take off her uniform, the last one to put her bag back on the bus when this season ended, because she didn't want it to be over. And you would say, oh, every senior is that way. Those are not. Those are not.
Really have to be able to show that you support your teammates through anything. It's a very hard sport, and our sport is revolved around failure, and failure is most of players' biggest fear, and therefore trying to help your teammates get past that a little bit, and knowing that no matter what, when you come into the dugout, you're always going to have some type of positive vibe, positive energy coming your way, and that if I didn't get it done, somebody else will. And just being able to have teammates that are going to be able to pick you up and be able to lift you high versus, you know, kind of being afraid, again, that fear of failure. And so being a good teammate is just somebody who's able to do that, somebody who can always create a smile on somebody's face, and, you know, that they know that it's okay, you know, that failure is okay and it's going to happen, and everybody else is going to be there to pick you up.
Pops that one up in foul territory, and a diving grab made there by Maya Moy as she flies forward for the catch, and she's able to make it. Oh, what a catch! Schellmeyer.
Talk about a freshman. Schellmeyer actually runs in on this first and then realizes that it is carrying. She thought she gets up, gets that glove back.
The green light to swing in 3-0, and it's back. What a catch made! Kelly Zackerson in left field on the ground makes a sensational play for Michigan State.
This one, and how about the athleticism? Are you kidding me? What a play at third base from Samantha Owen. Incredible leaping grab.
Fly ball, diving catch in foul territory. Perengi chasing it down and then laying out for the out. And she turned it perfectly to the crowd. Ashley Perengi, looky what I found. Hangs in there, absolutely drills it, but an even better play by Perengi. Moving her feet, quick hands. She is a superstar in the making.
The Panthers just 2 for 7 today with runners in scoring position. Chester will just bounce. No, it will not. A nice play by Turner. She throws home. And she got her at home. What a throw. And the Badgers somehow get out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam